I'm Marshall Ferguson with your team preview of the 2021 Hamilton Tiger-Cats. What to say about the last time we saw the Ticats on the field? In 2019, they finished the year 15-3 on the season. And that, of course, included going undefeated at home in the regular season and playoffs, as they only had that one home playoff game, defeating Edmonton to make it to the Grey Cup. Of course, in the Grey Cup, a much different story, as Andrew Harris went crazy and the Winnipeg Blue Bombers' pass rush was just too much, as Dane Evans, in his first Grey Cup start, got beat up all throughout the day, ending the season on a sour note, despite it being a sensational campaign where the defense was the very best in the CFL against the pass, and the overall defense allowed the fewest points per game in the Canadian Football League. Since then, there have been some nice additions. Of course, they've brought in Don Jackson, free agency 2020. He stayed. He'll be the main running back in 2021, you would have to think, as Sean Thomas Erlington gets set to return from a major knee injury as well.
Oh, what a catch! Did you see that from Sean Thomas Erlington?
They've added some pieces back into the fold, including Braylon Addison, who absolutely is the perfect Robin to the Batman that is Brandon Banks in that receiving group. And Devere Posey comes into the fold as well, over from Montreal the last time that we saw him in action. In terms of departures, there's some difficult ones. There's some retirements. Rico Murray says goodbye to the black and gold. Delvin Breaux Sr., of course, a dominant boundary corner. He ends up retiring to move on to new aspirations in his life. And in the middle of the defense, it wasn't a retirement, but Larry Dean decided to leave for greener pastures in Saskatchewan. So the middle linebacker spot, perhaps a bit up in the air going into training camp. Now, how is this team going to look in 2021? That's the big question everybody wants to know. They have the solid core. They still have many of the pieces that got them to the 2019 Grey Cup. But Riker Matthews is also gone from that left tackle position. You're wondering what the linebacking core is going to look like. Are they still going to be dominant in the secondary? That's the tough question right now for Hamilton. How much of that 2019 magic can you harness and recreate with a different group, albeit many similar parts? I believe if Hamilton can get excellent quarterback play, spread the ball all over the field to Banks, Addison, Posey, etc., add in #1 overall draft pick Jake Burt, potentially out of Boston College from this year's CFL draft, they should have an extremely explosive offense. The defense we know is going to perform. Mark Washington and Orlando Steinauer do a fantastic job being able to work with those guys. Simone Lawrence likely on tap for another all-star season. And the special teams run by Jeff Reinbold, you know that he's going to have those guys ready. The kicking situation, we'll see how it plays out. Still potential for Liam Hirala, who possibly to come back as he's been bouncing around the NFL and the Spring League. But Frankie Williams is set to go as the primary return man once again, a job that he did so well in 2019. For much more on the Hamilton Tiger-Cats and all teams across the CFL leading up to 2021 kickoff, make sure that you head on over to CFL.ca.